Fisher.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I rise in support of the member for Ford's motion, and I thank him for bringing it to the attention of the chamber. Now, Madam Deputy Speaker, I recently heard from Jack from Mooloolaba, who talked about his chaplain, Chappie Stew. Jack is a family violence survivor who entered high school with a whole array of struggles. Chappie Stew took Jack under his wing, paid for leadership training, spent lunchtimes with him and basically looked after him. Jack went on to graduate high school with a scholarship to study law and returned to his high school to help kids just like him. He credits his chaplain for pulling him out of a downward spiral to nowhere. Our chaplains don't just transform lives, they often save lives. Now, the University of WA National School Chaplaincy evaluation showed that 87% of school teachers, student services and executives found that chaplains made their students feel loved and safe. 81% identified that chaplains enhanced students' school participation. A vast majority found that they positively added to learning, health promotion, filling basic material needs and to cultivating a positive sense of culture and identity. These are fantastic outcomes which show that the chaplaincy program is working. Any good government would get behind a program with this kind of support and with these kinds of outcomes. Today, Madam Deputy Speaker, I call on the Albanese government to continue investing in the National School Chaplaincy program in the long term. I call on them to restore the DGR status to Scripture Union and all other charitable organisations providing chaplaincy services to schools, institutions and local communities. If the government was fair dinkum about the welfare of young people and the importance of chaplaincy to young people, why on earth would they have removed the DGR status from Chaplaincy Queensland? It beggars belief. Scripture Union, Queensland's largest school-based chaplaincy provider, estimates that chaplains have as many as 26,000 pastoral care conversations every week with students, with families and their teachers. An average chaplain working 3 days a week will have a weekly load of 23 students in need of pastoral care. I've heard stories of chaplains working 12-hour days just to fit all their work in. They're running breakfast programs before the sun rises and hosting community events long after the sun sets. And school chappies show compassion and devotion to making our community safer, better engaged and more inclusive. I want to conclude by paying tribute to those school chappies in my electorate who go above and beyond. I want to say a very, very big thank you from me and from your school communities to Shane Brigg, Michelle Windsor, Scott Carroll, Mark Green, Mel Abismus, Justin Davis, Renee Chopping, Peter Simpson, who I saw on the weekend, good to see you, Peter, Anita Kelly, Mike Turner, Chris Boffin, Megan Hayes, Brad Wooing, Teresa Sayuli, Nova Van Meyenberg, Jade Trelaw, Anita Bales, Donna Turner, Mitch Lovell, Mandy McDonald, Kathy Clancy, Dave Larkin, and to all those people who work in this sector. Madam Deputy Speaker, I have been to many chaplaincy fundraising events, and the concept of chaplaincy, of looking after the welfare of young people in schools, wouldn't have happened but for the decision of John Howard all those years ago. And we have continued that funding since when we were in government, over the 9 years in the latest iteration of a coalition government. We are committed to looking after the welfare of young people. I am really concerned that the government would make this into a political statement by removing the DGR status of some of these organisations. What does the government have against these religious bodies I do not know. I call upon them to return that DGR status today.